What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about the Dutch DLC update. I want to talk about the patch notes for Predator Hunting Grounds. A lot happened, really, yesterday, and we obviously knew, right, that this was happening for quite a while, but we have the patch notes, we have Dutch, and I want to go over my blatantly honest, opinion on this character. I've said a lot of things in the past, and I do want to stick with it. I really, really do. I think that what we've built as a community with Predator is that you guys do respect where I'm coming from, that I really always have the best intention for this game, in my mind. I want this game to be the best humanly possible, but sometimes this game does truly mess up and does truly upset me. And again, I only want the best for the game, so I think that's just something to keep in mind as we go out through this video. Really, really quickly, though, I want to promote our Discord server. Now, a lot of you guys have already joined it, and with Dutch being out, maybe people are rejoining or rejumping into Predator Hunting Grounds. If you guys want to join Discord, there's lots of people on there. They ask from time to time, hey, is anybody playing Predator? So if you guys want some extra people to play with, you can definitely do that. I'll leave also our username up. It's called Podcast Now. That's the name of the PlayStation ID for PlayStation. If you guys want to add me, I'll be playing Predator a little bit more as well. So if you guys want to play with us, if I'm on, send me an invite and we can play, or I'll send you an invite. And so I think that's all the promotion out of the way. Now let's get into it. Now let's start about the positives first, because I feel like I don't want to really, go against maybe the majority of people. The positives with this, I honestly feel like, are firstly the patch. The patch actually did a lot of things, and I didn't even know that there was going to be a patch. Obviously, we knew Dutch, right? The update, he would come, the hammerhead, a gun would come, like the assault rifle, and then also a brand new knife. Okay, we knew that was going to come. We knew that those two weapons were going to be free starting on June 12th. There's Dutch, there's the audio tapes, there's Dutch's voice, I guess, right? So that's what came with the DLC that you had to pay. And now the audio tapes are free, but the rest of it is it's $6.99. Now, to me, that's very expensive. I'll talk about that towards the end of this video. But in terms of the patch, I really like what they did. Firstly, it seems like they cut down loading times for both the Fire Team and Predator. Right before this, it was still taking 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes to get into a match as the Predator, okay? And people have been complaining for weeks, literally since this game released. So very, very good that they've shortened that down. They added challenges, weekly and daily challenges. Now, I've never even and I know a lot of games do this, right? I've actually played numerous games. In fact, I've just been playing Uncharted 4, and Uncharted 4, still 4 years later, they still have challenges that you can complete. So this is something a lot of games do, obviously, but I never really thought of it for Predator. But now that it's in there, you know what? It works really well. The main menu screen is a little bit full now, maybe a little bit too full for my liking, but I really do like that. I like the reward system. You get actually quite a bit for completing these challenges. So this is good. This is definitely, we've talked about in the past, how do you extend the life cycle of this game? How do you make this game stay around for a long time? This is a very good way. Is it a perfect way? Is it a way that will eventually get old? Well, yeah, okay, it's obviously going to get old eventually. The challenges, will they start to overlap? Will they start to be basically like the exact same challenges over and over? Yeah, that's possible, but definitely a step in the right direction. So I like that. It seems, and I don't have the patch notes in front of me, but it seems like frame rate, things like that, they seem to be fixed for the most part. And I've only played as the Fire Team. I have not played as the Predator yet. I wonder if, and you guys can obviously let me know, if things have changed for the Predator. Is there still clipping? Is there still basically clotheslining yourself on tree limbs? Like, let me know if the Predator is actually functionable now. Besides that, okay, going into actually Dutch. Again, I've had some things to say. Not everybody's agreed. I get it. I honestly do get it. I get where you guys stand on it. And again, let me kind of just go off here. And if you agree, you agree. If you don't, you don't. But again, I just want the best for this game. And I think for what he is, Dutch is cool, okay? Because I'm trying to look at the positives, because I don't want to just be negative. When I look at the positives, he really is, he's his own class, right? So if you go into picking your classes, Dutch is literally the first one. So Dutch, he is literally a class of his own. And in that way, he is cool. Also, the fact is, I think he's a very, very well-rounded character. You can obviously look at all of his stats. Some stats are better than Assault. Some stats are better than Recon. All these different things. Some stats are worse than. But what I think you'll end up finding out, and I actually played a few matches as him first before even looking at kind of like, the bar stats where it's like movement speed and gear and all that stuff. I played a couple matches before I even looked at that, and what I kind of gathered is he really is a well-rounded character, and I think that's the best way of describing him. And by the way, so by saying that, here's one positive I will give to him is I can see myself playing this class long term. But this is a big, big but, by the way. I play as Assault. Now, he's actually a lot like Assault. I feel like he's a mix of like Assault and then somewhat of Support. I feel like those are the two classes that maybe fit him the best. I mean, if you guys don't agree, you don't agree, but that's how I feel. So because I play primarily as Assault, I've never played Recon, I've never played them. Because I've never done that, and because I do play Assault, I can feel that, you know what, playing as Dutch, he feels similar enough, but also kind of better in a lot of ways, and so I'm going to keep him. Now, again, if you're into other classes, that's where it starts to get a little dicey. Is he, when you play as him, maybe he actually doesn't feel good. Maybe he actually feels worse, and you're not as comfortable with him as other classes. But again, I mean, you can't argue this, and I will give this to you. It's a class. You have the choice to pick him. You can play as him a little bit. He can be in one of your custom loadouts, and then another one can be, Support, Recon. I mean, all these, right? Assault, all of these things. So you can definitely diversify it. You don't always have to play as Dutch, but I'm saying to give them credit, because I did spend $7 on this character, I can see myself playing as him over and over and over again, because if you really think of him as a class, not even necessarily as Arnold, then I think that does help the case. Beyond that, though, I really am disappointed. I don't want to come out negative. I don't want you guys to like super downvote this video or to hate what I'm saying here. But $7 for a skin, and ultimately, and people have made this point, and even I've made this point. I don't think everybody gets this. You play the game in first person. There is no third person view. You can't see your character. So I know, and I'm recording this day one. I've played a couple matches day one. When I'm playing, I'm not even playing with all Arnolds, firstly, or I guess we can interchange it. Arnold, Dutch, right? Everybody's calling him different things. I haven't been playing with all the characters playing as Dutch, okay? And also, people move really fast and they don't let me get a good look. I'll be flat out honest with you. When I'm recording this video, I have not seen a good look of Arnold in the game yet, because either other people aren't playing as him, or they're not standing still enough for me to actually get to look at him. In fact, I was playing as Dutch, and one character, or like a person online, literally like crouched in front of me and like gave me like a motion to like stand still so they could like see me. And ultimately, that's kind of what you have to do to even, I feel like, fully get the most out of this character. Is you can't even see him. You can only see him if somebody else is playing as them, and they do like a photo shoot for you. That's really the only way you can do it. So I think that's really not a good thing. You spend $7 for this character. Ultimately, he is, again, he's well-rounded, but he is a lot like the other classes. Like, did we need him? No. Can you even see him in the game? Not necessarily. You can't really see him. Now, he does have all of these different, physical appearance things that you can change on him. That is cool. I actually did see somebody from afar that like made him completely all gray, like changed his hair color. Like, obviously, you can mess with the character, and that is good, and I'm fine with that. But ultimately, really, in my opinion, I bought him to hear his voice. And he's got like 6 lines of audio. I feel like there's not that many lines of audio. And to be honest with you, again, this could be like bugs in the game. This could be because it's patched, but it's not fully patched. Some of the audio seems very different from the other. Like, some of them feels like, if you saw, and I'm not one to talk, right? Our audio quality isn't the best, but this is a game developer, and this is a top tier actor. Maybe not. I mean, is he the greatest actor of all time? No, but he's obviously been in massive things, right? It's Arnold. But some of his voice literally sounds like he's up close to the microphone, and then some of it feels like he did it like at an in-home studio, and they had to like port the audio over. You know what I mean? Some of them seem very lifeless. He doesn't seem like he's really trying to give any kind of emotion to his voice. Some of them he does. So like, it is overall good. I will say it feels different to like hear him, and it's like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, if you really try to put yourself into the world, it is definitely different in I guess a good way. But he doesn't talk all that much, and again, some of them are very lifeless. Some of them don't. The audio quality is just flat out not good. And again, it's just for the skin. There's really, like, what else? The gun and the knife are coming for free on June 12th. So you're playing for Arnold, but you can't see Arnold in the game unless somebody else is playing as him. Now, I will say, I guess, if you're playing as the Predator, you can go up against him, but I need to pay for that. In fact, I don't need to pay for that. If I didn't spend my $7, I could have played as the Predator, and I could have gone up against Dutch. Dutch is actually plural, right? Multiple people playing as him. Again, every class does have the thing special to him, so I think his is the like increased hip fire, which actually isn't that the same thing as assault, or maybe it's a slight tweak on it. And then I believe he stays like mudded up longer. I also feel like he puts mud on him faster. I don't know if it technically means both, but I just feel like that's the case. That actually is good. I do actually like that feature about him. Like, again, overall, am I complaining? Yeah, I guess I'm complaining. I like him. I think he is a good addition. I think for those that are into the movies and into that kind of stuff, I guess you'll like him, but let me tell you something. And then this is, again, blatantly honest. $7 in a large-scale setting of trying to keep this game alive for a long time. And this is really where I come down to it. Do I have the biggest problem spending $7 on him? No, not necessarily. I don't like it. He should probably be like $4 or $5 max, but I'd be willing to do it. The biggest problem I've always said, and people don't always get this. People kind of maybe they don't listen all the way throughout the video, so they don't get my full message. But my biggest point is the game is flawed. I think anybody, if you love the game, if you hate the game, you're gonna find flaws in the game. Okay, again, even if you're like the biggest supporter of this game, you can definitely find flaws in it. I feel like there are things they need to add to this game before they added Dutch. That's basically where I'm coming. I think this game needs help, and it doesn't need Dutch's or Arnold's help right away. I think it needed perks, it needed gear, because again, people are going to play as Dutch and they're say, well, does he come with anything? Well, he comes with a weapon, like 2 weapons. The knife doesn't have any stats that are different than the base knife. It's just the look. So the knife is nothing, and you're going to get it for free. The hammerhead, it's pretty good. The gun is actually, I will say, it's actually really, really fun to use. I'm really enjoying it. I actually don't have any like modifications on it yet. I think it's going to be a really good gun, but it comes for free later. So do I need to pay for that? No. You know what I mean? So ultimately, you're going to jump in as Dutch and say, is there perks? Is there gear that goes along with him? Well, no. It's literally just the skin that you can't even see because the game is first person. And if you're playing against him as the Predator, well, you didn't have to pay for that. You're paying to hear his voice and to see somebody else play as him in the game. And I think that honestly is the biggest problem. And again, are there maps, weapons, perks, gear, all this kind of stuff? These are the things they should be adding to the game. And by the way, I do think they will. In fact, we're going to talk about what future DLC I think they're going to give to us. That's going to be my next Predator video. I do think they will add those things. I just don't know why the order was this way. Again, I get what Arnold serves. I get that he serves pretty much a lot of the audience of you guys, the guys that watch this video. You guys have made it very clear you do like this. But again, now go spend your money on it and then say, well, is it really worth doing it? So there's plenty of cons, there's plenty of pros. Again, the patch actually, in my opinion, was like the best thing. Like when I downloaded the patch, I was like, oh wow, I didn't expect to do this. I didn't expect them to add all this kind of stuff. So I think the game is for sure, by the way, the game is for sure improved, like absolutely from yesterday to a week ago to 2 weeks ago. The game has absolutely taken steps up. But is it in the greatest state? Still no. They need to nail the next DLC. And again, we're going to talk about that in the next video. So guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you like Dutch? Are you going to play as him nonstop? Do you agree with my cons? Do you see where I'm coming from? Let me know in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And again, I'm going to come back into Predator videos. I know I took like a week break just to get ready for Dutch, but over the next several weeks, we're going to have a couple videos every week. We'll talk about the new DLC, and we'll go from there, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.